Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're planning a trip down to the North Carolina coast, or, if you're lucky enough to actually live here, this is the exact explainer you've been waiting for. Today, we're taking a look at the channel trailer for BeachCastNC. It's an Oak Island microcast born right out of the Yo-Pon Surf and Surfmetrics networks. And what's really cool is that it's completely powered by proprietary Surfmetrics data and official National Weather Service forecasts. So we aren't just flashing a generic little sunshine icon at you, we are literally decoding the science of the beach so you can maximize your fun and, most importantly, minimize your risks. Take a good look at this logo right here, because it's a symbol you're going to want to look out for every single morning. This explainer is built from the ground up to be your ultimate daily beach survival and enjoyment guide. You see, Oak Island isn't some giant, paved-over mega resort town. It's an authentic 10-mile stretch of gorgeous coastline. But the ocean and this coastal environment, they are incredibly dynamic, constantly changing forces. Our promise is to deliver a beautifully structured breakdown of exactly what you need to know before you ever step foot out of your beach house. Okay, let's dive into this. Every single day, these updates are broken down into 4 exact sections. 1, the weather. 2, the sand. 3, the water. And 4, the rules. Let's get right to it. Starting off with Section 1, the weather, and specifically the Sea Breeze Rain Shield. So if you've spent any time here during the summer, you've almost certainly asked yourself this exact question. You look at your weather app, right, and it shows these massive, dark red thunderstorm cells just barreling southeast toward the coast. It might literally be a torrential downpour just 5 miles inland in places like Wilmington or Whitefell. Yet there you are, sitting in your beach chair on Oak Island under perfectly clear, sunny skies. It's like the rain hits an invisible wall. No way, right? Well, why does that actually happen? Well, that invisible wall is built by a thermal gradient. On a hot summer day, the sun heats the land way faster than it heats the ocean water. This sharp difference in temperature causes the cool, heavy, dense marine air to push onshore to replace all that rising warm air over the land. This incoming wedge of marine air acts as a dynamic lid right over the beachfront. Because this air is so cool and stable, it literally starves those oncoming storms of the energy they desperately need to survive, forcing the rain cells to completely decay right at the island's edge. Meanwhile, as that sea breeze front pushes inland, it forces the warm land air up, violently intensifying the storms just a few miles behind the beach. It's wild. Moving right along to Section 2, the sand. And we really need to talk about the Hot Paws Index. Oak Island is famous for being incredibly dog-friendly, but the extreme summer heat presents a hidden danger right beneath your toes. That is exactly why BeachCastNC features the Hot Paws Index. This proprietary hyperlocal sand temperature index takes environmental data to predict the precise burn risk for bare feet and animal paws throughout the day. It's absolutely vital data, designed purely for your safety and, of course, the safety of your furry friends. Now, what's really interesting about this is the science behind why the sand gets so dangerous. You might think, hey, Oak Island's sand is relatively light-colored. Shouldn't it reflect the sun and stay cool? Actually, no. It absorbs solar radiation incredibly efficiently. This is due to its specific thermal properties and the fact that the top layer of sand holds almost zero moisture during the heat of the day. Without any moisture to evaporate and cool the surface, that sand basically acts like a solar oven, reaching temperatures that can cause severe burns in just minutes. All right, on to Section 3, the water. Let's look at surf forecasts and rip currents. Every day, BeachCastNC provides a snapshot of the Surfmetrics dashboard modeled for spots like the Ocean Crest pier. And look, this isn't just about guessing wave heights. We're talking about analyzing historical performance, wave power, swell periods, and wind favorability, like whether the wind is pushing onshore or offshore. This tells surfers and swimmers exactly when the waves will be clean and when the surf zone is just going to be a choppy, difficult mess. And this wave data builds directly into the daily safety briefing, which relies heavily on the National Weather Service's Predictive Beach Warning Flags. You're going to see these colors flying at stations, on beach safety vehicles, and even on highly advanced lighted signage at local beach accesses. Green means low risk, but remember, the ocean is never risk-free. Yellow means a moderate risk of rip currents, so stay shallow. Red means high risk, stay out of the water entirely. And double red, that means the water is completely closed to the public by the town government. Rip currents are essentially strong rivers of the sea that flow rapidly away from the shore. They pull you out, not under. So the crucial point here is knowing exactly how to escape. The safe, life-saving technique is to stay calm, float, and swim parallel to the shore until you're out of that narrow current, and then angle back to the beach. The dangerous, often fatal mistake is panicking and fighting the current by trying to swim directly against it back to shore. You will exhaust yourself. Never, ever fight the ocean.
And finally, Section 4, the rules. Just a few essential local beach rules you need to be aware of.
12. I want you to guess what this number represents on Oak Island. Is it a speed limit? Maybe a noise curfew? Actually, no. 12 is the absolute maximum allowed depth, in inches, for any sand hole dug on the beach. If you dig a massive hole and just leave it unattended, you're basically creating a deadly trap. The reality is terrifying when you think about it. Sand weighs over 100 pounds per cubic foot. If a deep hole collapses on a child or a pet, it can crush them instantly, and rescue is incredibly difficult. Furthermore, these holes create massive hazards for local wildlife, like nesting sea turtles, and they can severely damage the ATVs and trucks used by the Beach Safety Division and ocean rescue units. That is exactly why volunteer beach ambassadors will politely, but very firmly, ask you to fill in any hole deeper than 12 inches.
I want to leave you with this really fantastic quote from our partners in water safety at the National Weather Service. You want to know what's going on before your toes hit the sand. Think about it. When you're excited, you're carrying a heavy cooler, you're wrangling the kids, and you're running down the beach boardwalk, you aren't exactly stopping to read the fine print on the safety signs. By the time your toes hit the sand, it's way too late to start learning about rip currents and burn risks. You need to be educated before you even leave the house.
And that, my friends, is exactly what this tool is designed to do. It filters out the noise, structures the data, and gives you the visual insights to be an absolute expert on your own vacation. So what do you think? Will you make BeachCastNC your daily essential before hitting the Oak Island surf? If you want to master the Sea Breeze Shield, navigate the Hot Paws Index, and stay safe in the waves, you know exactly what to look for. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time.